Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Journey. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the Mauler Tower. Now, of course, before we get into the tower, we want to make sure that the Hands of Resonance, so actually right here is the most and the strongest Maulers that you do have. So I swapped these out, and I don't like you can't sort it when you replace these, but looking at the Mauler heroes we have in here, the only one that I really kind of question is putting Kruger in there. Now, of course, we can run this multiple times. Tower farming is super important because not only do you get summons, but you get essence. We're at the point where, as you can see, we're capped at 120 on both these heroes, 1 ton on everyone else because we need hero essence and we need it in a very, very big manner. Like I said earlier, when it comes to EXP, we've been doing well with EXP, but overall we are hitting the wall. And this is where most players have really seen the biggest hurdle within AFK Journey is the ability to farm and get enough essence out of there. So I'm hoping we can go in. We're only on floor 14, so this should be relatively easy at this level. Now, a lot of players were also saying that the absolute broken team comp in here is the combination of running Brutus with Entendre and then running Coco in here with, as you can see, Smokey. And then we do have Odie in here as damage. Now, of course, we can change up some variations in here, but overall, this has been almost considered the God comp. Some of them drop out Odie and put in Cecilia, but overall, it seems like, again, that it is pretty broken in here with how strong the Maulers and the Graveborns are, where we have the Light Bears and we also do have the Wilders, which are not doing very well at all, but this team, pretty strong. So I do drop Coco right back here. Now, Coco, of course, is support, but you'll see riding the Werebear or the little bear right here, she actually throws spears. So you'll actually see spears that go in there, but she also has the ability to heal. Now, of course, Brutus is one that you only need 1 copy of. So if you're familiar with AFK Arena, Brutus needs 1 copy. So once Brutus takes fatal damage, Brutus will go immune. But looking at here, staying in Smokey's aura, also getting the heals from Coco means that Brutus is not actually getting to the point, meaning that we can kind of push the envelope in here to go ahead and stack this up. Now, in addition, Coco also does buff, so you'll see Odie doing a lot of damage in here. Even if we come down and we check out the stats right down here, it is pretty crazy with how much damage Odie puts out, and we literally have 1 single copy of Brutus, and as you can see here, 127k, with having the enemies all grouped up. Brutus, of course, with the moving whirlwind, which is awesome to see, but overall works incredibly well in the game mode. And then, of course, the rest of the heroes as buff as support works again very well. So we want Brutus to take the brunt of everything. That is really the build. That is the design for this team in its entirety. There's the whirlwind again, burning through a couple targets. Enemy Brutus, we have to wait till we run down that shield. But again, when you look at Brutus, you only need 1 copy. Even when you look at Kruger, you really only need 1 copy. There, of course, probably will be a point in AFK Arena where you do want to build them out a little bit further. But as just a beginning, if you're fighting a team that is very, very high burst, Brutus is the one to go to. It's almost a cheese. His immunity, again, makes a big difference with the ability to tank through an incredible amount of damage because he can just be a giant absorbent sponge that is going to take all of that burst damage. Now, of course, in here, we're farming up these Mauler Acorns. With the Mauler Acorns, we're going to have the abilities to actually build up and level up Maulers, but we need to get, and we still continue to need just as much essence as we can. It's kind of crazy that the wall that we've hit. So there we go. So Brutus even does pick up a shield, as you can see right there. Entendre, the combination of Entendre with Brutus in here, and then, of course, Coco and Smokey healing. But Brutus and Entendre will actually shield Brutus, which, of course, increases the survivability in there and doing a lot of damage, guys. 186k with literally 1 copy in there. And you can see 673k damage. So 673,000 damage within that game mode or within that team comp. And there we go. Boom, Brutus taking some pretty good damage. Got a shield right there. Picked up with a little bit of healing. It looks like the immunity on him might have went off there, but that's okay. This is why we like him. That immunity, that tank right there. Brutus is a monster, guys. And again, just needing that 1 copy of Brutus to get through here. Now, of course, all of the even floors, so there we go, 19 is done. But getting through all of the even floors are, of course, going to yield us some additional loot. we're trying to farm out scrolls. So that is something that we need. The more summons we can do. And again, they're taking him down pretty quick. Immunity goes up right there. Boom, burning through some targets. Now there's the shield. So when he does his whirlwind, he goes immune. When he takes fatal damage, he gets that shield, giving the ability for essentially Coco and also for Smokey to heal him back up. There we go. We wanted essence out of here. So 23 AFK rewards, but we got 250 essence. Now, of course, that's what, like 1/8 of the way to another level. But if you times it by 4 towers, I mean, even hitting level 20 in each tower is going to make a big difference. Now, I do this on a regular basis. Very similar to the general kind of rule that I go through with AFK Arena is going through content is we'll go through the map, we'll push as far as we can, which we have. There's nothing else that we can actually unlock within the map. So that means we have to move to other game modes that are going to yield us essence, such as the tower. I will go through, I will push this. We'll change up a couple formations in here. We'll push the towers all we can. Once we kind of get level capped or kind of get stuck within that tower formation, then we'll switch to another tower and we'll continue grinding through there. Once we get done with the tower progression again, as far as we can through all 4 towers, then we'll move over to the PvP aspect. We can go into the Arcane Labyrinth. We can go into the Dream Realm. There's a few different ways that we can kind of play it from there. But ultimately, like I said earlier, this is the way that you can make progression in this game. A lot of players were wondering how we already grinded into the levels that we are. This is it, guys. As much as it is an AFK game, there's a big part of this that is really just the progression factor of being able to go in here and grind out content. And again, I know it is a little time intensive. That's why, in my opinion, I feel like I'm quite a bit behind the curve, was having the time to actually put and sit down and play this game. And again, I know it's an AFK game, but overall, spending the time in here. And you also notice that Brutus taunts. That's another big thing when you want to keep all of your other targets up, when you want all your support to make sure that they're up and they're effective. Brutus is going to take everyone out of there with that roar, which is awesome, bringing all the damage on him to pop that immunity. And overall, like I said earlier, there's going to be a point where you're going to want to build him out a little bit higher just because of the survivability and being able to keep that immunity up a little bit higher. But again, that's just going to take a little bit more time and getting through some of these healing targets. You can see right there, even that immunity is up. We have Odie in the back that puts out an incredible amount of damage very, very fast. Now, of course, Cecilia puts up her pet right there, which means that with that pet being up, it does a lot of crowd control. That's the big thing with this pet. But you can see this team holding strong. You can see we're doing a lot of damage in here and not really taking a lot of damage with the double support heroes. And Coco, again, a hero that I haven't really used very much, but a lot of players have said super effective in a lot of different game modes, which is really cool to see. Mr. Carlisle up again in the back. Brutus went down. So we got to keep Entendre up in this one. That way we can burn through these targets. Come on, Odie. There we go. 1 target falls. Boom. Floor number 24 is done. Starting to get a little bit closer with those level deficiencies. There we go. A couple more acorns. And it's kind of funny in this game that you're going through and you're fighting for acorns. That's another pretty fun part. So there we go. So he goes immune pretty quick right there on Brutus. Boom, Whirlwind is up. We have to get through some of these targets. Keep some of the healing up. Now, of course, in this game mode, we could go through, we could switch out some artifacts. Like I said earlier, you can focus damage on a couple different heroes. Brutus and Coco both went down. Now, that was a huge hit. Let's see if we can get through. We're not going to. We did. We got through it. Look at that. So actually, Smokey got that one down. So here is invitation letters. So we got 3 invitation letters in there, which is awesome. That gives us 11. So we can do some more summons after this. And we have just been literally grinding out the summons. And of course, guys, going through this game mode, you have to farm it. We know Lucius is going to shield on this one. You have to know your heroes. You have to know exactly kind of what you're up against. Because even there, if they're stacking everyone on Brutus with the ability to whirlwind, it's going to end pretty bad for them. And then, of course, Odie pulls through a couple targets. Easy to get through this floor. Now, Odie also has an insta-kill when you get him built up a little bit more. Once heroes get to a certain point, I believe Odie, the Dazzling DPS, is going to insta-kill. But as you can see from the Maulers, this is now the highest tower that I have. And again, we could possibly put in Kruger in here, but I want to see exactly where we're going to make it to just based on the ones we have. And Smokey is broken, guys. I've said from the beginning, really getting up and building Smokey early makes a big, big difference with the ability to move through here. As long as he doesn't get crowd controlled, you are golden for making progression because of the aura. So with the aura he puts up, and unfortunately went down right there. This might be a defeat in here. We could maybe pull it out. No, we're gonna get smoked in this one with Muriel and Atlanta in here. But overall, there we go. So that is our first defeat in the tower. We moved to 26. And again, 4 more floors to get another 250. That would be 500 total essence. But let's hop over it. And again, before I grind through and I switch out, you can see 16, 24, 25, 27. So the Tower of Will is the highest tower that we have right now. Of course, let's hop over. Let's do these summons. I do the summons on a regular basis as much as possible. We've been actually doing them and grinding them out every single day. So looking in here, Noble Tavern, now we have 3,000 diamonds, which means we are guaranteed a copy. We only needed 10 more. This is going to be the unlock for Vela, and there she is, guys. We do pick up Viperion, so another copy right there, but that does give us 1 copy of her, which is cool. I'm going to save the diamonds and see because we only have 8 more days, 8 days, 22 hours, but we have a copy unlocked, which is really good because, of course, within our wish list, we cannot pull her, unfortunately. And I think 863, we're not going to have enough for a summon in here either. We're going to have to wait to see. Epic Adventure, we have 2 more summons. Now, of course, finally, we pulled a copy of Shakir the last time that we're in here. And again, Mauler Tower, I could see Shakir working incredibly well in there, which I might actually try that out a little bit. We get an Omni Acorn, and there's a second Acorn. And again, the point of this is just getting closer. Every single summon that we're doing here is just bringing us, again, a little bit closer. I wonder, we need a couple more diamonds to pick this invitation letter up. That's okay. We know we'll farm that as we continue our progression, but we are doing a lot and making a lot of progression. And then, of course, Vela, we do have unlocked the Lightbearer Tower, which she is right here. So, of course, having her unlocked going to make a big difference in that Lightbearer Tower. That is the tower that we've kind of struggled with. Again, Lightbearers and our Wilders not super effective within this game, unfortunately, but equipment-wise, we are continuing to grind this out, so doing incredibly well. So, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.